Well, Laura, from what I was told, that late night when Paul George became officially a Clipper, uh, James Harden and Russell Westbrook got on the phone with each other and started talking about their own marriage. And having seen that power play just pulled by Kawhi Leonard, two guys under long-term contract, just showing you where the NBA is right now in terms of player power, began the process of talking to their teams to make it get done. And from what I understand, this was really driven home by James Harden with the Rockets. He really expressed to his front office he wanted this to happen. Russell Westbrook expressed that the Rockets were at the top of his list. And this was a difficult trade to execute, but with the player pressure, it got through, and they will now be teammates on the Rockets.
Okay, so they both wanted it to happen, and now we do see these guys reunited. It was a little different the last time they played together, Westbrook and Harden with the Thunder. What do you think this time looks like?
Well, let me just say that I think it's a miracle that the Houston Rockets were able to trade Chris Paul for any real value. He's one of the most challenging contracts in the league to trade at his age with the years and money left on it. So the fact that they were able to get an all-star player, not just an all-star, but an all-NBA player, to me is stunning. That said, from a basketball perspective, I just don't see how this works that well. Westbrook is a low efficiency, high ISO player. Harden is a high efficiency, high ISO player. That does not sound like two players that go well together. And I was skeptical when Chris Paul came into Houston, but Chris Paul is a much better shooter than Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, in fact, is coming off of arguably the worst shooting season of his career. So I do think Westbrook will be the one to make some adjustments because he's at a stage in his career where he may be more willing to do that. That said, it's going to be an extreme test for Mike D'Antoni to make these two guys' talents blend together.
Yeah, it feels like the pressure could be on D'Antoni's shoulders at the end of the day. Where do the Rockets fit in the West, Wendy?
It's a great question. It's something I've been texting with players and agents and executives since last night. Remember, after the Warriors, they were probably still the second best team in the West and gave the Warriors a heck of a run in the playoffs last year. A disappointing finish to that series. I think they're a top 3 team in the West just on their talent because they've definitely upgraded here. How it all fits together in a very competitive landscape, that's a question we're all going to find out together as we watch the season.
Competitive landscape. It's music to my ears. Can't wait to see what happens. I wish the season started right now. Thanks so much, Wendy. All right, so our studio here in New York just got a lot more talented. It has a lot to do with this guy. 6-time All-Star, former Rookie of the Year, Amari Stoudemire, trying to make his return to the NBA. He's playing currently with the Big Three after spending 2 seasons with Hapoel in Jerusalem, and now he's trying to make a return. And this is what it looked like when he was playing in the NBA. 16 seasons, averaging over 18 points, 7 boards a game, having played for the Heat 2015 and 2016. He was the 2002-03 Rookie of the Year, earned All-NBA honors 5 separate times, including first-team All-NBA in 06-07. Welcome, Amari Stoudemire.
Talented.
On behalf of Big Three, thanks so much for spending some time with us here. And let's talk about the comeback. You're playing with the Big Three, recently participating in a workout for NBA teams. What's been the biggest challenge in getting back out there on the court?
Well, you know what? I've been keeping in shape all year.
Yeah.
I trained all summer with a lot of the top NBA guys, in the private workouts and training. Then I went into the season this past year in Israel. And then now in the off season, once again, in top shape. My body feels amazing, and so I'm riding the wave.
So it's not even a comeback. I'm over here calling it a comeback, but for you, you've been doing this. You've been in shape.
Yeah, for sure. Ever since when I left the NBA, last team was with the Miami Heat, I kept in shape from that point on. Yeah. I've been playing professional basketball for the past 2.5, 3 years, and every summer I train with the top guys. And so I've been definitely keeping my game up all year.
And I know you stay on top of what's happening in the league, crazy player movement this offseason. But a lot of New York Knicks fans are disappointed because they feel like they didn't land a big-time player. What do you think are the pros and cons of NBA players playing for the Knicks?
Well, I think right now the connotation with the Knicks is not to the level of high-level organization. I do think that the opportunity can increase for sure. I think Coach Fizdale's going to do a great job with the young players he got now on the team. I saw those guys in summer league out there in Vegas this past week, and they're playing well. So, but I also think Brooklyn is a team that guys are more intrigued about. Obviously Jay-Z and then the whole crew and the hype behind being in Brooklyn is intriguing, but I think that's why guys are signing there opposed to the Knicks.
You were a big-time free agent that signed with New York. Do you think players are opposed to playing for them because James Dolan is the owner?
I'm not sure. I mean, for me, I signed with the Knicks because of Jim Dolan. Because of the way he approached the meetings, the ideal of wanting to win and doing whatever it takes to make that happen. That intrigued me to sign with the Knicks when I first signed with them, and I think that's still there. But the fact that the winning is not there is what's a turnoff for most of the players. And so hopefully that changes soon.
It's been crazy, this NBA free agency this offseason. What is your take on the latest big move that we saw with Russell Westbrook going to join the Rockets? How do you see that working out?
I was surprised.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. I wasn't sure if that's something that was actually true news when I heard about it. But then once I realized it was definitely a fact that he's going to be joining James Harden with the Rockets, those two guys played together. They have history together. They both are from L.A. And I'm sure they want to definitely take over Houston and try to be a contender.
You star for Mike D'Antoni. I watched the team star under Mike D'Antoni. Can you let the fans know how he can help make this dynamic duo work?
Well, Coach D'Antoni is very innovative with the way he coaches. When guys play certain positions, he can switch those guys around and play multiple positions. Like for me, when I was in Phoenix, I was a natural four-man. I was a power forward. And when he put me at center, a lot of the centers couldn't keep up with my speed and agility. Same what he did with Houston with James Harden the one year. He put him at point guard. He had a record-breaking season that year. So I'm sure Coach D'Antoni will figure out a way to help both James and Russ to play together.
Why do you want to keep playing basketball? Why does it mean so much to you? Why the process of this comeback and all of that?
It's for the love of the game. It's for the love of the game. I mean, ever since as long as I can remember, I love the game of basketball. And for me to have high-level health, which is what I've been striving for since my first injury. Just learning how to take care of my body. I put in at least 6 figures every summer to rehab and recovery and training to take care of the body. And so now being in top health feels amazing for me. So I want to keep going.
You hear that discipline? 6 figures into staying healthy.
Goodness.
I'm doing 6 figures into vacationing.
Yeah, I was
no
say,
doubt about it.
Yours is the opposite
No
of that.
no question about it. So what type of situation would intrigue you playing in the league?
I mean, there's no particular situation. I mean, obviously being with a contender team is the ideal situation. You want to win a championship. That's everyone's goal as a player. But also be able to help the young players, whichever team it may be. It can be teams that are trying to make a playoff push, or teams that have great draft picks that want to get these guys to understand what it takes to be a true professional. So there's different elements to teams that I could possibly pay for.
I got to ask him one more question.
Do it.
What happened to the Suns? What happened to the Suns, Amari?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We had my last year in Phoenix. We were the Western Conference against semifinal against the Lakers, and they hit the game-winning shot with Kobe shot the air ball, and then Ron Artest got the buzzer beater there. So we had a great chance to make one more push, but it didn't work out that way. So I went to New York, and Phoenix haven't been the same since.
So maybe it was because you left.
I know, it's the curse of Amari.
It was that. Thanks so much, Amari Stoudemire, for joining us, and the best of luck with everything that you've got going on. We appreciate you. Our next WNBA game is tonight, and it could mark the return of Diana Taurasi from off-season back surgery. Mercury take on the